Question that I have for you today is when do you allow yourself to receive? You give so much, you pour so much of yourself out into the world, but when do you allow yourself to receive energy, love, whatever it is that you need back? When I tapped into our collective energy today, I felt a lot of difficulty. So I want us to just take a deep breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. There has been so much emotional pain in the collective lately that I even started to feel it as physical pain just immediately. So maybe you're also experiencing emotional pain, anxiety, frustration, feeling really hard on yourself, feeling a lot of self-doubt, feeling like things stink right now. Like that was the word that kept coming up, is that things stink right now, or things suck for you right now, or something like that. And I want you to know that if you are experiencing that, A, you are not alone, and B, you are not as far off track as you might think. We have just experienced record low energetic frequencies on a global level. Our Earth has energetic frequencies. I've talked about this in my recent videos and explained how the Schumann resonance works and how the energetics of the earth works. So if you want to check that out, go to my most recent videos and you can find a full explanation of that. But basically what we've been experiencing is record low energetic readings, absolute blackouts where we used to see blasts of white light. And what we are experiencing as a collective because of that is a lot of shadows, a lot of our old energy, our old patterns coming back up. Maybe you found yourself feeling really, really discouraged because you've been working so hard to rewire certain habits or routines or rituals, and you keep finding yourself back at square one. Maybe you're noticing yourself feeling this old energy that you used to feel in high school and middle school, maybe at different points of your life, when you were younger, right? And you were like, whoa, I haven't felt that way in such a long time. Maybe you're experiencing a lot of dreams. There's also a lot of ascension symptoms that we're experiencing as a collective right now. The specific ascension symptoms have to do with neck pain, a lot of neck pain. Everyone that I've spoken to in the past few weeks has experienced so much neck pain, as well as hip and lower back pain, digestive issues. There are so many different ascension symptoms, headaches, things like that. I know stomach aches are part of digestive issues as well. So if you're experiencing any of this, or if you have been over the past few weeks, you are not completely off track. You are actually much closer to your higher self than you might think. Because when we experience a lot of anxiety and a lot of frustration, what we can think of it as is divine discontent. That's what I like to call my negative emotions, divine discontent. Because every single emotion, every thought, everything that you are experiencing is sacred. When we zoom out and look at humans, ourselves, from a more zoomed out perspective, you are biologically meat. And every single thing that you experience, every thought, every emotion, every memory is just energy flowing through you. So when you have energies that are flowing through you that are feeling really uncomfortable, like a lot of anxiety, maybe anger, maybe frustration with yourself for how you're behaving and how you're showing up in the world, maybe doubting yourself and your ability to achieve your goals. When we're experiencing any of these sorts of low emotions, it is just as sacred as when we are experiencing this orgasmic pleasure with life. You know, that feeling of, for me, it's like the feeling of summer. Like when you just feel like everything is aligned and you're like, wow, like I incarnated for this. I absolutely love my life. I'm living that dream life. That feeling is just as valuable as feeling that self-doubt, as feeling that frustration, and as feeling that anxiety. But we don't see it that way because the anxiety is a lot more uncomfortable than those happy and positive feelings. So I'm here to remind you that the anxiety, yes, it's very uncomfortable, but it's also equally valuable. There has been so much pain in the collective inner child. I often channel inner child as well as higher self messages as well as angel messages and lots of other messages. You can find more of that on my channel. But for today, what I noticed, so like the loudest message came from the inner child. So I want to ask you, how do you take care of yourself? How do you nourish yourself when you feel that overwhelming anxiety, that overwhelming fear, when you're feeling hard on yourself, when you never allow yourself to finish the day and feel like, wow, I actually did good enough and I'm actually proud of myself. Like when you're not feeling those feelings and your inner child is upset and frustrated and lost and scared, how do you talk to yourself? How do you be with yourself? How do you nourish yourself? How do you lift yourself back up? So many of us haven't been taught how to bring our inner child along with us in our journey to becoming our healthiest and happiest self. And so many of us have abandoned or left behind that part of ourselves that is screaming for help. And the ways that it screams for help is through anxiety, it's through negative thoughts and negative emotions and things like that. So when we are experiencing those things, it is actually an opportunity. You can kind of see yourself kind of standing in a doorway right now. And this is a beautiful sacred doorway. We can even picture this doorway as like a gilded doorway, and there's gem crystals all throughout inlaid in the doorway, or however you want to picture it. This is a divine doorway. And how different is it to think of our negative emotions as a divine doorway instead of something that is pulling us off track, or something that is getting in our way, or something that is slowing us down? Your negative emotions are not slowing you down. They are pulling you back the same way that an arrow might be pulled back so that you can launch forward. And what we're about to experience in these next few weeks is exactly that. So it's really, really important to identify the ways that you can nourish yourself in those low moments. The low moments are part of the process. They're part of our journey. The journey, like think about a book. We love to read books. We love that main character energy, right? So think about that main character. If their entire journey was fine and just lukewarm, would that be a very fun book to read? Definitely not. It wouldn't be memorable. It wouldn't teach you many lessons, and it wouldn't stick with you at all. When we experience highs and lows, our nervous system dings and it's like, ooh, there's a lesson here for me. There's something here for me. So I'm here to remind you that this is an opportunity for you. You are not being held back by your thoughts. You're not being held back by your anxiety. Your sensitivity is your superpower if you choose to see it that way. And that comes down to sometimes reminding yourself 100 times a day. I know for myself, I had to do that when I first started healing my anxiety holistically, reminding myself 100 times a day that I am the master of my thoughts. Thoughts are just energy flowing through me. And by simply raising my personal frequency or choosing a more positive thought, I could actually let go of a lot of that anxiety and discomfort in that moment. And that is what this anxiety is teaching you to do. You are not, I'm picturing like a train right now. That's what I'm seeing in our collective Akashic reading, is that we're just laying on the train, waiting for the train to hit us. The train is the anxiety in this situation. The train is all of the negative thoughts and negative emotions. And the message is to get up, to get up. Yes, anxiety is going to come. Negative emotions and negative thoughts are going to come. But you can also get up. You have personal power. You get to choose what this story is going to be. You are the author of your life. And so often we forget this because we're constantly faced with things that are out of our control. So the most important thing that you can do to boost your soul esteem, not just your self-esteem, but on a deep, deep soul level, is to ask yourself, what would it look like for me to not abandon myself when times are tough? What would I say to myself if I was able to show myself compassion and love and nourishment even when I'm having a hard time? And sometimes I'm getting the message right now that like words are not the answer sometimes. Sometimes we just need to tell ourselves, what is this message? The message is stop trying to find a solution. When we are experiencing self-doubt, frustration, any of that divine discontent, it's so important to see it as a doorway, to see it as a path to being closer to ourselves, to having higher levels of soul esteem, to living a healthier and happier life as a whole. These emotions are like surfboards, and you can jump on the surfboard and ride this wave to whatever beautiful beach you desire to go. But when you see the emotion as a train that is going to hit you and it's inevitable and you're going to just get completely destroyed by this train, of course, that is what's going to happen. So I would love to hear your biggest takeaways down below. I know that this channeled message, I just want to share, again, the amount of discomfort that I felt in this moment when tapping into our collective energy. So the personalized guidance, the personalized channeled message for you is that you need to do something fun for yourself. You need to go take a bath. You need to remind yourself that even though you're feeling this divine discontent, even though you're standing at this doorway, even though your soul is learning all these deep lessons that are going to result in you feeling so much more confident in the long run, you deserve joy and rest now. And you are allowed to take that. You are currently you are currently in a period, a chapter or an era or a season that you are being massively tested. And when we are being tested by the universe, this is not the universe just kind of poking at us and seeing, it's not a test how it's like a test in school. When the universe is testing us, it is an opportunity to see how compassionate we are with ourselves. It's an opportunity to get closer to yourself. And if all you can do right now is rest and be compassionate to yourself while you are doing such, do exactly that, because we are going through all of this for a reason. We might not be able to see it all clearly. I'm so grateful to be able to tap in to higher levels of wisdom and be able to see that in the next upcoming weeks, what we're going to experience is a massive launch forward. So we've all been collectively pulled back for these past few weeks in order for us to get launched forward. On the new moon, which is coming up very, very shortly, quickly after I'm filming this in just a few days, this is a very good time for you to get clear on how you want to move forward, what you want your next chapter to look like, and be honest with yourself. Maybe you haven't asked yourself in a really, really long time, what do you want to do? If money was no object, if time was no object, if energy was no object, and you could do absolutely anything in the world, what is it that you want to do? What would make you feel happy? When do you feel most happy? When do you feel most excited? And allow yourself to do more of those things. This new moon energy, this catapulting forward energy that we're stepping into in this next few weeks is a beautiful time to get very, very clear on what type of main character traits you are stepping into. This is the time to step into that main character energy. This is the time to be unapologetically selfish about your self-care. Self-care doesn't hurt anyone. You never need to feel guilty about giving yourself deep nourishment, deep care, rest, any of these sorts of things. Not only does it not hurt anyone, but it actually helps you and it helps everybody else because of it. So allow yourself to slow down if you need to, knowing that you are going to launch forward in these next few weeks. You are not alone in this journey. I'm here with you every step of the way. I offer personalized channeled guidance inside my membership called the Temple of Earth Wisdom. You also get access to my entire vault of breakthrough shamanic healing practices, somatic therapy practices, subconscious reprogramming, so many incredible tutorials and fun things that you can do to feel more connected to your intuition, your higher self, and that soul wisdom. So if you feel called called to join, all you have to do is check out the description box down below and you can find even more information over there. I also have a free mystical lifestyle guide. And if you are going through a lot of these ascension symptoms, if you are experiencing a lot of these things that we have talked about in this video, if any of it has resonated with you, please, please, please go download my free guide. It is absolutely free, and it's going to outline for you some common energetic blockages and ways that you can instantly connect with your soul wisdom. And this is the perfect time to do that. Do not wait for things to get better. Do not wait for your anxiety to just hit you or pass by you or whatever it is. This is the time to open up that door, to walk forward into a more intentional and a more conscious life. And the step to doing that is my free guide that is linked down below. So I will see you there, and I will also see you in our next video or next episode. If you're not already subscribed, make sure that you hit the subscribe button wherever it is that you are catching this episode. And I am sending you so much love and so much healing in this journey. You are not alone. Not at all. Every single person that I've been speaking with over the past few weeks, every single client session has been experiencing some similar version of what we've talked about here. So I want you to know that you are channeling collective energy and you are on the rise more than you think that you are.